Hey, what up, ladies and gents? I believe it is time for me to go do some weird shenanigans, folks. Yeah, let's go. Alright, there we go. What would Pac say to today's generation? I think he would just be very, very disappointed at everything that mumble rap is. And I think he'd be rolling in his grave right about now, but whatever. Alright, ladies and gents, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time for some Darktide.
These assignments are for accomplished operatives.
We're almost done with the Psyker Weeklies. I thought I'd bust out some Surge Psyker today. Why? Because, well, it's one of the most misunderstood classes, I think, right now. But the Surge is definitely the strongest of strong. Okay. Sorry, gotta arrange the fan and everything, cause, you know, summer. Okay, let me pull up my own stream on my phone. I hope everybody's having a great day today. And I hope y'all enjoyed the Ultramarine chant at the start, yeah? Welcome, everybody. Don't forget to like the stream if you haven't already.
That special consignment just arrived for you.
Really, woman? Not over an open channel. Yeah, I mean, thank you. I'll be along presently.
And Chris Allen, what's up? BVS, good to see you. Wong, what's up? Surge staff, best staff, it is indeed, you know. Biggie definitely had a bigger lyrical base, but I think Biggie and Pac were both phenoms of their generation. I just preferred what Pac was speaking about in most of his rhymes. I think it spoke more to the soul. That said, Biggie was still amazing as an artist. Now, give me 1 second. I'm just going to recheck a few things before we big on. Why am I rechecking a few things? Because I can. And also because I really want to work on something wild and weird. Because I've been considering it for a little while, and I think it may have potential. Okay, that works. Alright, let's go. Surge Psyker time. Let's get this party started. And thank you for all the likes, guys. Those early likes are really awesome. And they'll be very helpful in getting the stream out there. The Vikram Surge build? No. No. There's only one God Emperor, and that's me. Alright. No, I'm not on Optus, actually, so I wasn't affected by it. Or at least, I don't recall being affected by it.
Reserves of special issue ammunition are currently suboptimal.
380 is the max base ranking. The stats max at 80 individually, yes. Hey Paxi, good to see you. Welcome everybody. Let's get straight into it.
Once the material has been located, Valkyrie support will be authorized.
I work best in the darkness.
Whoa. Well. Jesus, what did I load into?
Into shadow. Disgusting. Impressive work, Oric.
Ah, Lord. I love how I joined this game and I start wounded. It's like, why?
Rise up, Psyker.
There we are.
Redemption awaits.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sight beyond sight.
What a way to join.
Warriors of the beneficent Emperor, we shall prevail. You are noisy shouting. Ah, this from one who ransomed rails with thunderous.
All right.
Yes, I know what I'm talking about. I must concede the point.
Okay. Let's go. I'm gonna wait until these dudes are all ready. Okay. Here we are.
Security protocols must be bypassed in order to proceed. Deploy data interrogator.
Get out of my head!
Data stream viable.
Okay, the usual will work. Yeah, there's things that are for people and there are things that aren't for people. Like for me, Ogren has never really been one of the ones that I'm like dead excited to work on or anything, you see, because it just, like, it's a great character, don't get me wrong, you know. Many Ogrens are absolutely stunning at their work, and I respect them immensely, but now, one thing about the Smite Psyker is that you can always be extra cheap. Your Smite goes through, literally through devices, things like that, so you can quite literally just hunker down somewhere. If your character is short enough, you won't take any hits, and you can quite literally just shoot through everything. Thank you, Jason. At least we've got some kind of a solution. So she had a second doctor's appointment yesterday, and they're looking like they seem to have some sort of a solution. So I'm just hoping that, you know, the results will keep up. And well, they've given her some medication for now to try and ease her condition. So hopefully she will be well soon. For now, my job is just to stream and keep earning that YouTube money so I can pay off all those medical bills. But you know what? I'm just blessed that she, you know, has some kind of a solution coming her way, so that's good.
Iterative phase nearing completion.
That alone makes it worth the time.
Magnificent Emperor!
Now, some might argue that this tactic is cheap. I argue that they don't know what they're talking about. Well, there are multiple different builds per class, Spirit DK. The thing about Vermintide 2 is that it's very limited. I actually like the way that they're going right now. That way they can just have one class, multiple builds available. It's much more similar to Diablo and it will attract more people that are fan bases of other games. Because I'll be frank, Vermintide 2 is a very small community. They're sure the hardcore people like it, but you know, it's just still ultimately it's a very small community compared to drawing on other game communities, which is what we want to achieve. I don't want Darktide to just be Vermintide in space. I say this as a Darktide partner, like, look, I got nothing but love for the Vermintide partners, I got nothing but love for that game, but honestly, I want Darktide to be its own game. I don't want it to be Vermintide in space. Therefore, them being able to add to the skill trees, alter things like that, is going to make even more build variety down the line. Which means that everybody can do what they want instead of just playing, you know, a particular class and say, oh, you have to play this class in this way. From a balancing perspective, much easier too. Yeah, it does, Vic. I actually... How come you didn't know that? I told people on multiple streams. So anything you select on Smite affects Surge. It was in the Surge video as well. Everything that affects Smite affects Surge because of the bug. Basically, Surge Lightning and Smite Lightning are coded the same. This is why you on the Disaster Squad, Vicky. Imagine not knowing everything that I've ever published. What kind of fan are you? You nerd. This person didn't memorize every single thing about the game. What a nerd. Never leave something being smited. That one's a bit of a mistake. The trauma build, yes. I will actually be, it was actually 2 days ago, by the way. I'll be releasing it later this week, which is probably tomorrow? Today I'm releasing the Infiltrate Shotgun Veteran build because I like that even more. I'll be playing it tonight, of course, as well. For that, what it means is that there's different values of generation. For example, you generate peril when charging up the staff. You generate peril when actually activating the staff. So of course there'll always be different values for that. This is why it's very important if you're looking at stat warp resistance, right? Not to pay attention to the numbers. Who cares about the numbers? What you want is that your warp resistance must be as high as possible. Remember that. And oh, you're talking about the maximum limits. That's because it shows the maximum limits for stats at 100%, but it's impossible to get 100%. So if you're talking about the stat limits, then that's the reason why you're seeing it. You're seeing it because they technically do have, they show the stat limit potential at 100%, but you actually cannot achieve 100%. So yeah. Yeah, the maximum limits that you're seeing, if you're talking about the ranges, you gotta be very specific to see. When you talk about a range, the range that you're talking about is when you're talking about maximum limits, yes. It's just to show you the ultimate potential range, but yeah, it's limited to 80 because possibly they may add more content down the line, you never know. So that is my reasoning for why they have it at potential 100, because you never know what they might add in future. In future, it might be possible to get 100% on every stat. You never know. What you guys gotta understand is that this game released, and honestly, I'm saying this as a Darktide partner, it basically released unfinished. So because it released practically unfinished, there's a lot of stuff in here that, you know, may not make sense if you look at it as a finished game. But if you think about it as a game with potential development, more like an early access type game, you know, with more like a live service early access type game, you know, you'll understand why they did things the way they did until now. And even now, they still have potential updates planned and stuff like that, expansions, DLC, all of which may unlock those features later down the line. But you have to build a framework around it, because if your maximum stat is 80 right now, and they have potential for 100, when they add content that can take it all the way to 100, and you don't have the framework for it, it's a lot more coding to deal with. So that's why. Yeah, basically that's the entire reason, Vince. But yeah, I'm hoping for more detail. Also, hey Philip, good to see you. Very nice weather for gaming, my man. It's the perfect day to smite these heretics. And also show off some unique skills. A lot of people really underestimate what the Surge Psyker can do, but given the right tools, the Surge Psyker is a serious force to be reckoned with, simply because our staff is the fastest to cast. There's no faster staff in the game. It's beautiful. Just kidding, I ain't exploding. Just kidding. You know, we have a zealot with a thunderhammer. Why are they afraid of the demon host? That's what I don't understand. I'm confused. Okay, are they Gucci yet? Okay, good.
Look out! Right ahead! Right down! Right down! The Rangers rebel champion no more!
Stratum accessed. What is this strange sensation? Is it a cry?
That's an end to the muty's torment.
Indeed!
I mean, you'll be able to see it. You'll just see a pop. If your auto brain burst went off, you basically see a pop. That's basically it. But nobody really uses auto brain burst because, I mean, it genuinely like doesn't serve much purpose. It's okay, I mean, it's okay, but realistically, nobody uses brain rupture. It's quite a bad skill overall. It doesn't really offer anything. Most professional players, or, well, I say pro players, but realistically it's just people like me who are nerds and play this game a lot, usually won't touch brain burst because it's just quite useless. Like, you can apply it, but most of the time it'd be better not to. You get better value out of other talents and skills. It's actually 15 seconds BBS, not 10, so that's why it's not useful. If it was 10, it would actually be semi-useful. I wouldn't mind taking it if it had 10, but yeah. Of course you can. I can easily demonstrate this with shards. You talk about Assail shards? Easy, easy. That's another one of the very favorite builds. You can run it with Smite, you can run it with Assail, you can run it with whatever the hell your heart dreams of. In fact, if you haven't seen it yet, my Assail build is one of the most popular. If there's a hyper efficient Psyker build, you can bet your bottom dollar I got it. Brain Burst is for achievement farming, this is true, because unfortunately all dependencies are tagged to the old Brain Burst system, which we no longer really have anymore. Fighting's always going good, Donald M.
Just free. I need covering fire.
Hey, the Psyker!
Even a blunt instrument.
You don't gain any peril when auto brain burst goes off. It just won't trigger a critical peril, but I'm pretty sure you don't gain any peril from it. As far as I know, it is a extra cast. It's a lucky cast because it should not grant you any peril. Should not, if it does and you can prove it, that would theoretically be a bug. Because you're not supposed to, it's not supposed to do that. Just so you know. It has never had that system, so yeah. I'd be very worried if it did, because that would just be pretty bad overall. Hey, I got recognized by a fan. That's always good.
Efficient, brute!
Jealous, run.
Going right to cannot
Oh, it really does work.
Build it!
You can stun ragers. Oh, the special attack.
Go there!
Vacuum capsule!
Oh, this is his first Oric. That's awesome.
Bleeding cover.
The boat needs covering fire.
Yes, the real Asian robot, right?
Mission objectives verified. Withdrawal permitted.
The electric staff, yeah, it's called the Surge staff.
Emperor, walk with me in the shadow.
Now, you guys want me to run it with Assail? So, okay. I'll download this. Right at that. It was indeed a GG. Okay, now you guys have asked me about the Assail. Assail absolutely works with this build. It works very well, in fact, and it does do good. But in order to properly utilize it, you're gonna have to understand a few minor factors about it that can make playing it different. But very good overall. Let's see the new sword that we got, just to see if it's got anything cool in it. Well, no, it does not. Oh, wait, that wasn't it. Oh, it's got Shred 4. I'll go surrender that immediately. Hey, that's really good, Philip. Now be careful with your stuff.
The combat potential of your
It's
armaments.
rare that they actually manage to do that.
The Omnissiah sees you.
Assail and Perg is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It is sometimes favored. Not always, but sometimes. It's a relatively decent ability overall. I can't say it's good or bad. It has its strengths, is what I would personally say. Okay, now, when it comes to the... Ooh, it was practically first person there for a second. When it comes to Assail, what you want to understand about the Surge Psyker is that it's in fact the same build, if you're using a Surge with it. Oops. Crap, did I bring my Surge Staff? I forgot. Ah, okay, good. Phew! Yes, it is my Surge Staff. Okay, great. One day I want to get it even better.
System in manufacture on HL 1736 has been
Dueling sword.
sabotaged, leaving the power matrix.
Also, please continue to hit the like button, guys. We've got about 40 plus viewers, but only 19 likes on the stream. If we could just get another 20 likes from you guys, I think this stream is going to take off like a rocket. So if you haven't hit the like button yet, please give me a thumbs up. It would really, really help my channel right now. All you got to do is close the live chat, hit the like button, and off we go. Alright. Purg is alright. Like I said, Purg is fine. It's nothing, there's nothing bad with Purg. It's just that Assail does Purg's job better. So when you have Assail, you don't really need Purg. So it's much better to bring like anti-armor staffs, like the Surge and the Trauma, because basically that's what will screw over your team the most. Most of the time, the vast majority of the time that I find players playing, you know, in matches, I find that they suffer the most with hordes, things like that, and armor targets. Both of these things. If you bring Purg and Assail, you've got double the horde clear. Sure, you've got range capabilities, but you've got a lacking armor. Sure, you got your dueling sword for it, but again, that may not always be the best choice. So the main way to play an Assail Surge Psyker is to start casting Assail as soon as you have taken out armor targets. If you see an armor target though, you have to take it out with your Surge. But basically Assail for everything else. So used correctly, you will do 1-2 cast like that. 1-2 cast. Why do you add the long cast in? Because it helps you not only save on your shards, but it also does more damage. So you can cast it to seek heads at a long distance. Kind of like that. And that'll just help you take out targets much faster. And overall it gives you much more value for your Assail. When you run out of shards, or, you know, you see an armor target, go back to your Surge. So the Surge Assail requires a bit more micromanagement than a Smite Assail, but you've got much better range capabilities, and overall your DPS is quite high.
Targets marked. Execute.
You can also snipe in the dark,
Indeed.
which is another awesomely fun thing to do with this build.
I concur.
But when it's dark and, you know, like lights out, you can't see, right? Surge is a lifesaver because you don't need to aim. That and the CC on muties also means a lot less weapon switching.
Execution warranted.
Remember, against hordes, you wanna get very used to that 1-2-3 style cast,
Target neutralization.
especially in the darkness, because that's your way of taking out snipers, distant shooters. And remember, you won't pop even at 97% with Assail. Okay, even though the long cast costs 25, you can still basically you can still basically cast it at 97 and not pop, unlike Brain Burst. So that's one of the great things about the Assail. The long cast is very safe. As long as you're below 100% when you cast, you're perfectly fine.
Terminating.
But where you can do take advantage of the long cast, because they are much more suitable for dealing with distant targets. Okay?
Agreed.
There can be no mercy.
An efficient domination. Indeed. Agreed.
Remember, armor target
Classification.
or target more than 24 meters.
Throwing. Bomber neutralized. Shotgunner.
Drag shotgunner! Of course.
We got a bolter spammer.
Targets identified.
Your bolter's not even needed, homie.
Red gunner. Dust flamer. We've killed the dust flamer. The hound is slain. Ripper. Dust flamer's dead.
That doesn't sound right. Diamante! The
We must grab them out.
Reloading. Cover me.
Red gunner.
Market knows how to kill.
Too kind. Credit must be shared. Away from that bastard!
This is one of the only rare situations where, like, there we go. Finally killed them both. When you're dealing with massive hordes like this, you want to just be very careful not to get overwhelmed while you're casting, because if your team is completely inept, right, they won't be able to. Well, there goes the demon host.
Righteous duty! You shall not pass!
Now against the demon host, what you want to do is you want to focus on fast casting your surge. Alright, the surge doesn't require any aiming. So fast cast the surge until such time that the demon host gets into draining position. Then this is where you can... Oop.
Let it be so!
Curiosity's loadable, but don't stray.
A blow well struck, pilgrims!
You can kite a demon host. Now the Ogren should be helping us with this. Instead of being... Hey, Ogren, do you not see the demon host? Hello? You know, hitting it would be very helpful right about now. Hello? Yeah, if you're trash, don't trigger a demon host. And certainly don't abandon your teammates, because every pro can kill a demon host easily.
In a prayer of
I know, right? If your team is inept, you can't really do much, but that's okay.
Not even
I know,
an
right?
enforcer would linger here alone.
But whatever. Anyway, this is what I expect of randoms who don't understand the very basics of, you know, understanding the game or the mechanics or anything like that. Shame, but it is how it is. Yeah.
One of the eternal
Yes, they can. They can still absolutely perma-block the demon host. Oh, come on. Are you for fucking real? Like, seriously?
pilgrim! The Ranger is delivered to judgment!
Protocol requires you
Hey, Valdostock is stunning them, you can res me. Oh my god, this Ogren, is this his first time in Damnation or some shit? Like, literally never played a Damnation game before in your life? Pal, come on. You're an Ogren. You're supposed to be the bodyguard. I swear, the one thing that riles me up is an Ogren player that doesn't know how to Ogren. It's like, you meet so many fantastic Ogrens, then you meet that guy. It's like,
Yes, yes, flow through me. Fanatics out of ground. Rager neutralized.
They have multiple Ragers.
Rubber. Red neutralized.
Do you not see me here in need?
He better stop that thing. Very good.
Red gunner. Agreed.
The other guy is also pretty trash, but that's okay.
Remain to be slain. You must fight.
Healing first.
Flags traced.
There's another demon host around. Here's why I find any Ogryn that still uses the Rumbler, like their little happy grenade weapon instead of the kickback, very questionable.
Agreed.
Do that, I'm going to the outside.
Elimination protocols engaged. Kill the gunner! Ammo! Red gunner! Emperor, guide me! Please! Please!
Huh.
Red gunner! I hope that I will not catch you looting. Red gunner! You never change.
Okay, these guys
It seems
are
someone
extremely slow in what they're doing. Like, are they seriously okay? The hell? Well, how did they go down there? I'm very confused now.
Here's ammo, fanatic. Go there!
Like, these guys literally went back downstairs. I don't know what for. It's like, Hey, HD Pork, no problem, man. You get to bed? Alright, get some good rest. There'll be more awesome content for you soon. BVS, you're actually a pretty good Ogryn. Talking big guy is one of my favorite
I have
bodyguards.
seen you lingering near Kral's
Even on
doctrine.
200 plus ping,
Are
he
you
can keep me sick.
considering altering your appearance?
Oh, Rock is a great choice, man. Don't get me wrong. I love Rock
Indeed.
Ogres.
Then why do you hold this place of business?
War. Let us give them death.
Okay, now we've got a almighty horde coming in.
Don't suppose you want to carry me to Coherency control? Crush it.
Indeed.
Now, please keep in mind that what we have here is armor targets. Armor targets, you know the rules. Surge Staff out. You Surge Staff until the armor targets are dead. Why? Because if you leave the armor targets to do whatever they want to do, they will fuck over your team. Alright, quickly quell your peril and keep doing your 1-2 cast. Alright?
Bringing the Psyker, it seems.
Keep up the 1-2 cast at all times.
Agreed. We'll face its fury. Ranger!
Reloading. Of course.
Red neutralized.
Okay.
Go, Psyker! Dance them all!
Just doing my duty. Executing.
Oh, mother clucker. Oh! Okay, now it's the time to
Be judged.
I concur.
Okay, if the creature is not facing behind you,
Indeed.
then use your Surge Staff, otherwise just splam it. Okay, there you go.
The beneficent Emperor sees your victory, Templar.
Also, if there's slime trails on the ground, you can hop machine to machine. Okay, just so you know. It looks silly as fuck, but it can save your life in case you need to. Figured I'd teach you guys that. Mixed hordes, do not use your Assail. You're gonna get yourself killed.
Keep your eyes open for anything worth snapping, would you?
Target marked for death.
Someone take that grenade!
Oh, demon host. Would you mind? Oh, seriously? This is why it's very important to kill the muties fast.
Agreed.
I'm to die. I will make it count.
Come on, come on. Come on, demon host. What you gonna do? Dealing with a pro. Ah, damn. Finally it got me. Kill it. Yes, your rumbler is very good. This is why chain swords is so important. After all that time, they literally could not kill it.
You lost.
Promise me you'll not try to eat
Nah, it's okay. I can handle it, but 95% of the time, this is why you cannot bring inefficient equipment. If they had a chainsword, the demon host would be dead. If they had a thunderhammer, chainsword would be the demon host would be dead. No thunderhammer, also okay. Knife works well. The other thing is that Recon Lasca, no Infernus. Like, why would you bother rumbling a demon host when you could just kill it with your melee weapon? It's like they forget melee weapons exist. Like, yes, I get it. You like the boom from your rumbler. I'm very happy for you. Please actually use your melee weapon. You do realize Bull Butcher would have like literally ripped the shit out of that demon host. Yes? No? Maybe? No? Okay. Like, I swear, some of these people just don't know what their equipment does. They're like, yes, what do I do with this? This is a knife. I'm gonna just keep it in my pocket. Recon Lasgun's trash. Nobody uses the Recon Lasgun nowadays because it got nerfed. It's still usable, but it's not like one of the best options, is what I would say. That's the problem. If you want to do really well in this game, the problem is that you need to use the best of the best. Especially when you're considering Auric Damnation. You can use your own builds if you want, but the problem is that for the vast majority of individuals, they don't actually have good mechanical skill. So if you don't have perfect mechanical skill, it's hard to use a lot of other types of equipment, like other than the so-called best of the best. And this is the problem with most teams and groups. They don't use what is considered the best. Instead, they have their own ideas. Well, they follow really trash builds by people because, look, some people are very easily fooled by YouTube's algorithm. Like, you can find certain videos that will have a lot of views, but they're either old or, you know, they're not updated, things like that. And they follow these builds because they think that, oh man, a lot of views, surely it must be a good build. Or they receive promotion for it on Reddit, other websites, things like that, which can lead to problems because these people don't follow the approved strategies, the ideal approved strategies. Instead, what they do is that they follow these popularized builds and then don't realize that things have changed or updates have screwed them over, stuff like that, and they still engage with them using old, inefficient techniques. This was what results in problems. So Recon Lasgun is actually really bad if you're an Asian robot follower and you're using a Recon Lasgun, I'll scold you. Because there are far better choices. Shotgun, for instance. The braced autogun, Agrippino Mark 8, of course. You can utilize stuff like the revolver, plasma gun. These are the so-called meta weapons. They absolutely annihilate most enemies. There are a lot of choices, a lot of good choices. Columnus is a good weapon. It's just that it requires technique to use it, because don't forget, the build that was advertised was a backfire build, meaning you infiltrate behind enemies. It requires a specific technique to trigger its powerful abilities, and most veterans aren't applying that technique. This guy's firing from the front. He's not going behind enemies at all. So these are kind of like some of the issues that people encounter. They follow things without understanding.
Iterative
This is also why I tend not to put like the game's lantern link in my builds. I'd rather they listen to the explanation of the full build, understand what it's all about, and then they can unleash it, you know? Yeah, Oric is always the same as the difficulty is still the same. Damnation is damnation. Enemies will hit the same whether an Auric Damnation or regular damnation, but Oric will always be high intensity or the hardest possible conditions. So I hope that answers the question. Yeah, Drift. A lot of the time, people try things out in like the lower level. Now, look, I'm not shitting on the lower difficulty level players. Everybody starts somewhere, you know? But this is why like a lot of people say this seems good or that seems good, but what they need to understand is that everything until Damnation is basically a tutorial. Damnation is officially considered the real game because that's where most of the action happens, and all weapons are balanced around Damnation. This is because in Malice, right, where enemies are weaker and easily killed, you can utilize inefficient weapons and still do very, very well. But you cannot do that in Damnation. In Damnation, the slightest inefficiency will kill you. The Recon Lasgun, in fact, bringing up Malice, is actually used mostly as a leveling tool because it's so good in the lower difficulty levels. It actually makes a lot of sense to use it as a leveling tool as opposed to an actual weapon for like hardcore stuff. So for the most part, players will use Recon Lasguns on their veterans because they're really easy to use in Malice and stuff, right? They'll use Recon Lasguns to level up their veterans to level 30, and then once their veterans are level 30, then they're good to go. I hope this won't be the third demon host we have to fight. See you later, Lightest Knight. Ah, of course.
That journey is close to its end.
You've looked better,
Displeasing enemy advantage. Indeed.
Milky's dead.
Steel. Agreed.
This is the kind of mixed horde whereby, although you would want to use Assail, you can't because this is not a regular horde. It's an armored horde.
Let it be so.
And when you know there's a demon host, right, try to aim your attacks down toward the ground.
Agreed.
It'll still seek the target, but it'll be less likely to, you know, go astray. You see this guy having to basically mag dump on every enemy? He's on red ammo already and we aren't even at the end sequence, you see? This is why you don't want to use inefficient weapons. Bolter, the Recon Lasgun, all of this, very bad idea. Hello there, Nightshade. I'm assuming it's Nightshade because he's the only one that uses the hello there. Only in the lights out condition, BVS. Demon hosts appear more in the ventilation purge and lights out. In general, if you want to know whether you're ready for the next difficulty level, your Heresy success rate should be about 70 to 80%. But don't forget, Heresy is a bit tougher than Damnation player skill-wise because most players in Heresy still don't know what they're doing. So try to achieve a 75% success rate and you're good enough. Like, even 60, well, technically above 60 is good enough to try Damnation. You might have more luck there. Aw, Nightshade, you kind soul. Why are you gifting memberships? Thank you so much. Me and my mom appreciate it right now. Thank you. Thank you. Void Strike staff is okay. It's not a bad staff. To be honest, it's very useful. It can be very useful for sniping.
I sense that a new member has joined us.
Y'all will hear 5 alerts because of Nightshade's lovely gift. Thank you so much. But yeah, the only reason I don't use the Void Strike staff is because it requires good aim. And I have good aim as a veteran, but I'm just like... I'm more interested in just playing quickly. Because I find that it helps teams more if I focus on just fast action.
I sense that a new member has joined us.
Thank you very much, my dear friend. I really appreciate the lovely gifts today.
I sense that a new member has joined us.
Yeah.
Isolating targets. Bionic rod.
I sense that a new member has joined us.
Thank you, my friend. Listen, 30 to 40% is nothing to be embarrassed about. Everybody starts somewhere, and that's what I try to impress upon people.
I sense that a new member has joined us.
Whoa. Fell through the map right there. A lot of folks think that I rag on those that are weaker, or that, you know, I make fun of people with lower skill level. I never do that. I'm the type of guy that'll say, look, nothing to be embarrassed about, you know, as long as you know your stuff and you're willing to learn, you'll be okay. That's the most important thing, you know? Keep learning, keep trying.
I sense that a new member has joined us.
Yep. Psyker was going through the ground, man. Afternoon, Timbo. Exactly. We always, like, as a pro, what I would always say is that, look, you'll never see me rag on people who are doing their best, learning the game, all that kind of stuff, and who accept that, look, they're not the greatest person in the world. As long as you accept your skill level and you know what you need to work on, you tune into streams, you watch this kind of stuff, you learn, you're good. You're a good person. It's the only people I ever have a problem with, or that you'll see me call out, are those that bring malice level tactics to Damnation games when they're not ready. These guys, not 100% ready for Auric Damnation, you know? You can't. You know, you have to understand that if you're not bringing your A game, you're not ready.
An execution I could do no better.
Thank you so much, Nightshade. I sincerely appreciate that. Exactly, Zanril. The people who genuinely want to get better, those are the amazing people out there. You know, serious respect to them. Also, we've hit 38 likes, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I should start doing push-ups for likes again. You know what? Time to work out. Screw this. I know some people like to call them my half-ups, but I'ma still do them. 15. I'm gonna do 1 for every like, and then 15 after every match. Let's do it. I need my muscles back. Alright. There is a mirror. No. There is a mirror right there. Because I don't have a mirror. I don't actually have a mirror. This is my closet door. This is my closet door. And it's a mirror and a door at the same time. It gets freaking filthy though, so I have to like wipe it. But yeah, there's a mirror right there.
I'll drop you nearby. Get in and stop that signal. Don't waste any time.
Okay, back on that Assail shenanigans. Alright. Let's do this. Usually my first 2 casts, I do it as quickly as possible. This is to take advantage of Warp Flurry. But now, in case you guys didn't know this little trick, right? If you quell fast enough, you can maintain your Warp Flurry stacks. Okay, so just in case you guys don't know this trick with the Surge Staff, because the Surge Staff charges so quickly, right? You can actually quell and still maintain your hypercharge speed on the Warp Nexus. So if you guys have not done this yet, like, look, I quell, right? But because my next cast is fast enough, I can actually maintain my warp flurry charges. This allows you to do hyper fast charging on your surge staff for longer and faster, especially when you're dealing with mixed hordes, mixed targets like that, and you really don't have a lot of time in between fights. Yeah, you can therefore maintain your warp flurry blessing. Yeah, unfortunately, this is one of the benefits of like the Surge staff exclusively, pretty much, because you can really maintain. Now against a normal horde, please cast your Assail, you know, as per normal. Yeah.
Culminating. Indeed. Gratifying eruption.
That was my bad.
Scout gunner.
That's not a good shout.
Scout gunner.
Suppressing fire. It's dealt with.
Agreed. This will hurt.
I'm very insightful. I'm very impressed.
Okay. Not bad. Oh shit.
Oh, don't act so tough, priest. No one's impressed here, look.
At least there's healing up ahead. Whoa. S'il vous plaît. Is no one resing the poor priest? What the hell? Res the damn priest.
Everything happens for a reason.
My biggest advice would be stay in coherency with your team. Literally, like everybody else says, stay with your team. That is the biggest thing that players don't do. Mark targets and stay with your team. If you haven't already applied the trick where you set your tag button to the same button as your primary fire, which I taught in the newbie guide. If you haven't seen my newbie guide, you really should watch it, no matter how experienced you might think you are. Do that. That is one big thing that makes a huge difference that a lot of players don't do. They don't mark targets and they don't stick with their team. You must always stick with your team at all times, and you must mark targets. If you do not mark targets, you are going to have a very rough time.
Isolating targets.
Okay?
Sighting him!
Alert! Shotgun! Scout shotgunner! We could have done without the horde!
Give him fire!
Yeah, in general, players will always spread out, unfortunately, so you can't always stay in coherency, but that's one of the biggest things that separates the pros from the newbies. Like, the newbie players, they never stay in coherency. They're always unable to, like, do that for some god-awful reason. And that, I think, makes a huge difference in how well they do. Because the pros are always together. You'll never see a situation where some pro player is going to be like, you know, I'm going to do my own thing independently. Okay, like this Gaia person here is a bit of an exception, because there are still some players in Oric who suffer from, you know, I talk about this every stream, but it's called I'm so good syndrome. It's when they don't realize that they've been carried through practically every run. Yeah, that way they don't measure their own win rate and don't care about their own win rate. There's a lot of players like that, unfortunately, and they still make it into Oric level missions, you know, but because their luck is really good, they can end up getting carried a lot and thinking that they're good. So we call these people I'm so good syndrome sufferers. A little bit of a takeaway from Asian gamers. Well, definitely you don't want to suffer from it, you know? Just make sure that as long as you're sticking with your team, you're not doing anything too independent, you'll be okay. Because if you do things that are too independent and you don't actually function together with your team, you know, you get caught out, you get caught alone. Yeah. I see, Trent, that sucks. Hopefully they do get a fix for you as soon as you possibly can. I'm sorry that you can't play right now. That does suck a lot, my dude.
Oddly enough, working for people who call themselves witch hunters is hardly my idea of fulfilling employment. Beauty! Mutants dead!
Power up that gate, then you can get into the destination.
Yeah. Not sprinting into oblivion would definitely be a very helpful thing.
Held it! Gratifying! You can go! That's the first that they can tear off! I concur!
Oric is just always high intensity. So it'll always be high intensity or high intensity shock troopers. Like it'll always be the toughest possible conditions that the game has to offer you. That's what Oric is designed to do. It's supposed to be like a board for sweaty people. Basically, we used to call, before it was called Oric, we used to call it the sweat board. So basically, the sweat board is designed solely for people who are sweaty, like me. Basically, we only want the toughest conditions so we can prove that our builds work better than everything else. That's what it was originally for. It was just for the pros to, putting it crudely, it was basically for us to measure our penis length back then. Now it's mostly just like, now it's more or less just where people go to test their shit in under like, you really want to prove that it works, you know, you gotta do it under Oric conditions. It's cause like, if you just quick play regular Damnation, you could end up in situations like low intensity shock troopers, which doesn't really help to prove your builds. You know, but if you quick play Oric, it's always going to be high intensity. It's always going to be the worst possible conditions. You know, you're always going to get one of those really funky situations. And that's why people play Oric. Oric also well, it actually doesn't give more money. It gives more money solely because the conditions are tougher, that's all. That's why it gives more money. If you get a high intensity shock trooper in regular Damnation, right, on the standard board, it'll give the same money as an Auric Damnation mission that has high intensity shock trooper. Like I said, it was basically called the sweat board. But yes, everybody should start in normal Damnation because regular Damnation is a good way of just grasping things before you go into high intensity. You gotta get used to the amount of damage that enemies deal. I think that's very important. And also something that many folks miss out, I suppose. Like I said, many people get carried through and then they go into Oryx thinking, I'm so good. What's the matter? Huh? Oh crap! Hey, would you kindly? Bugger! Okay, we Gucci now. We Gucci. There you go.
Avoid its gaze.
You might want to avoid that demon host, Palo. You know, you literally asked that yesterday, my dude. So if you're trolling, Skyflakes, because I did reply to you yesterday, I'm gonna put you in timeout there. Alright, take note that, of course, we love replying to our people, but hey, if you're gonna troll, then you're gonna go in timeout, alright? You asked that exact question yesterday, I replied, you even talked back to me. You know, so you should already know that. You keep going with that kind of shit, buddy, you're gonna have a bad time, Mr. G Skyflakes. I even reply while I'm in the middle of combat, so...
Yes, yes, flow through me! Hideous beauty! Dead and gone!
The priest's gone! Talking like Firehawks!
Scout bomber!
Quick play is good because of the additional plasteel and resources, but... yeah, some people like to choose their mission. I'm a quick play fan, I don't care what mission we get. I like the random factor. Because it makes it fun, because like you never know what you're gonna get on the board. There's always gonna be some interesting shit. Oh yeah, the I'm so good veterans are the worst. They suck up all the ammo and they use something super inefficient. Like they don't even kill all the range and then they like demand all the ammo. You see them always on orange ammo and like not killing anybody. Oh yeah, those guys are wild. I'm very ammo efficient when I play. Because like I don't have the need to shoot every single thing, but I'll try and shoot most things. Hallows, you do realize we can just go rescue the dude here, right?
A successful termination!
We got the big duty!
Oh, no, you aren't touching the team. Oh, 3, good.
That's the Tongues Flamer done! Almost all no brain!
Yeah, most people just do tier 3 quick play for leveling. This is good enough. But look, that is that way to do dime, but honest to God, right? Don't worry about rolling curios. Just quick play malice. Quick play malice, and assuming that you have decent mechanical skills, you should be able to get through it. Don't worry about leveling fast. Okay, look, I'm gonna tell you guys this very frankly, okay? There is a lot of advice for leveling fast, but I'm gonna tell you right now, don't level fast. Level at the normal speed using quick play and malice. Alright? And then measure your win rate. Why is this important? No. The grims and scripts and all that, take that out of your mind. You want me to teach you the real Asian robot technique? Let me tell you this right now. Don't ever worry about leveling fast. Why? What you need to do first and foremost if you want to be a really good player is when you're quick playing malice, measure your win rate. If you cannot get a win rate above 80% in malice while leveling, alright, quick playing malice, you need to start worrying about your mechanical skill. And that's when you know, okay, I have things I need to work on. Some people might argue with this method. They're saying, wait, but I don't have the equipment and all that stuff. You don't need it. Malice is literally so easy that even with a basic build, you should be able to do it. I have done it with great weapons, no perks blessings, alright, and just Assail on the Psyker. Just saying. Other classes, I'm sure, have a methodology for leveling their character in the same way in Malice. But the one thing you never want to do is focus on the speed leveling and miss out on learning the skills of your character, because it means that you have never played that character before. Unless you're just leveling up a alt for some weird reason, like you want to change your voice or something, then in which case ignore this advice. But if you're leveling up a character for the first time and you haven't learned the nuances and the ways of playing it, then it is very much better to measure your win rate. Quick play Malice, measure your win rate, you know, get experience with all sorts of conditions. See, you know, what your real skill level is like and measure it accordingly. Then once you're aware of that, you're like, okay, maybe I need to choose different style of builds, different style of play, that kind of thing. You can learn a lot from that process, which again, I think some folks skip out on because they just want to level fast. Now this is just my advice, you don't have to take it, but it is how I get good at characters when I don't know what I'm doing. If I have to come back to a character that I don't know what I'm doing on, for example, what I'll do is I will usually actually play in Malice first. In fact, I did exactly that with the Zealot because I hadn't played it for months and months and months. So I went to Malice first, got a feel, then I went to Heresy straight up after one mission because I was like, okay, Malice too easy. Heresy, then I did a couple of Heresy runs, then I hit Damnation. I hit Damnation with some viewers, then finally I hit Auric Damnation by myself once I got a feel for the skill, you know? So this is something that I always teach. Alright, G Skyflakes, as long as you're just kidding. Because look, we get a lot of trolls here, you just never want to find yourself in that category, alright? About the chainsword, it's, well, if you're talking about mowing down the regular enemies, it depends. That's really, really hard to determine, Drift, because well, of course you're at Malice level, based on what you told me, so I do understand that some people are not that good, but one thing which I will say happens very often, for instance, you'll probably see it tonight on my stream when I'm playing the Infiltrate Veteran, is that when I'm using the shotgun, right, I do kill specials, but you are also one of the best melees that your team has. So using the chainsword to rip through everything is a fantastic way of saving your team, because a lot of people don't bring enough horde clear. So that could be one of the reasons why they do a drift. But of course at Malice level anything goes, so I don't know whether or not they really are playing that style, but that's what I do with Auric Damnation. You see me chainsword a lot of the hordes because it makes sense to do it.
Discomforting to think of the number of souls him on Terra must consume every day.
What was it they called us a training camp? The fate of the mutants is to be cleansed. How comforting.
Don't think the demon wants company. Destroy the demonic group to realign the fleet.
Renegade station! My wounds need attention! Renegade station!
Take one. You can make it as clean as sticky.
Target's marked. Excellent.
Okay, let's go, let's go.
Seems you weren't something after all, priest.
No! Out of my mind!
Well, the thing is, Purg doesn't kill instantaneously, so it lends itself to that issue. That's why Purg is not generally recommended as a staff in general. Quite frankly, at the upper tiers, most players have means of dealing with hordes and such, so it's fairly simple to not use the Purg and still get good results. Hordes tend to be far less of a problem. At the upper levels, it's all about them armored targets that you really will struggle dealing with. Oh man. Never good when you see that. But yeah, I'll say hordes are much less of a problem in the game now because pretty much everybody has horde clear of some kind, more or less. It was very different in the past when we had like when they were trying to do subclasses and shit. So like they had Psyker, Psykinetic, and all that other kind of jazz. Back then, it was a lot more different because Psykers only had Brain Burst as their option. So the only way to get Horde clear out of a Psyker was to go perp. Now it's very different because you got Smite, you got this, you got that. You know, you got Assail. You got a lot of options.
The voices! Sniper neutralized!
I'm gonna realign a few things. There we go. Block and push of the Psyker's Force Sword. Does it actually push back? No, it knocks him down. So the push, right, will immediately knock down enemies on the Force Sword. Think of it as a force push, kind of like a Jedi's force push, but downward toward the ground. The push attack, instead of doing damage, is a stronger knock back as well as a knock down. So it both knocks down and knocks back. That's what the push attack is used for in the Force Sword. In general, the Force Sword is more of a control tool rather than anything else. So those who use it tend to be focusing on controlling the targets. Whoa.
Won't anyone help me?
Oh Lord. I need to make some adjustments to this again. I made a slight modification to this and I really don't like it. I wanted to try it out for the lulz, but the lulz betrayed me. Well, that's because most of the brute recon vets have learned that, hey, you can't do that anymore. Unfortunately, there are still a lot of people that believe in the whole infinite ammo bullshit. You see a couple of them running around Orics occasionally. And a lot of videos that buy their views, you know, have talked about it. Infinite ammo, guys! Infinite ammo! Like, it's such a buzzword that, I don't know, it's such clickbait, and I don't like it. I think that the people and the YouTubers who do that should literally have their channels taken away from them. Like, on top of buying views, which is already the most dishonorable shit that you can do, and I'm not gonna name names, but I think some of y'all will know who I'm talking about, because eventually you'll see 1,000 subscribers, but oh my god, 38k views on my video, talking about infinite ammo on the last guns, guys. Which last gun is best? Yeah, those kinds of people are trash tier creators. If they really were making that much money, right, 38k views, they'd be making 10 times my income. Why wouldn't they be streaming every single day? Why wouldn't they be, you know, doing the same things I'm doing every single day? Because they'd be rolling in 10k, 12k per month. Why wouldn't they be doing that? Oh wait, it's because they faked everything. And unfortunately, people believe that. People believe the bullshit, and then boom. What's special about the dueling sword special move? It's a weak stab, but it has very high stagger. So if you do a normal stab, right? So you do your heavy stab and then you do your special stab after, it can stagger the rager guaranteed. I actually proved it earlier in stream, but yes, that is what it's used for. It has very, very high stagger. Well, that's okay, Wawa. I'm here to help people. Like I said, I'm here to deliver actual information because number one, I'm a Darktide partner. Number two, I'm an actual content creator that doesn't buy views. That's why you'll see me, like, some of my videos only get 5k views, 6k views, and yet here I am making money off my channel. I'm a full-time content creator. How is this possible when other people out there have like 30k views? Why aren't they streaming on YouTube every day? Do you know what kind of money they'd be making if they really got 38,000 views on their videos? Oh, that's right. It's cause you be buying your shit. This is why I tell people don't buy your shit. Okay, be reasonable. There's no shame in being a 5k view YouTuber. For me, I don't see any shame in that. I say this is what I have earned. I am proud of it. I'm proud that 5,000 legitimate people have tuned into my video. That's amazing, you know. But for a lot of people, that's not good enough. They're like, oh man, I've only got 1,000 subscribers. You know what I should do? I should buy my views. Oh yeah, if I get 50,000 views on this video, it's gonna look so good. No, it's not. People are gonna know you fake it. Because all they need to do is watch one legit YouTuber and be like, this guy would be making 10 times my income. Why isn't he? Oh wait, because he's fake. Now, on this rager, right, if you do a normal stab and then immediately do that, do you see how far back he got pushed? So this works well to stagger any rager or armor target. You chain the special attack after a big attack. So 1-2, like so. Alright? 1-2, like so. You can even stagger a crusher if you hit the head. 1-2, like so. 1-2, like so. Okay? It's a bit of a harder technique, but a lot of people use it to get that extra stagger on. Okay? So yeah. There you go. Oh, before the patch, a lot of people were doing even faker views. Like, there'd be people who post a video and still get 10k views, even though at the time there were only 3,000 people playing. Nobody was even interested in content back then. But it doesn't matter. Like, after the patch, 10k, 12k views are very normal. But again, with it, like, it depends on the size. Like, a larger content creator, I've seen large content creators with over 100,000 subscribers who do only Warhammer content. Within 24 hours, they're only getting 20k views. So you're telling me that this 1,000 subscriber guy can get more than that? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. That's bullshit. That's what you do on YouTube, right? If you're a partner, you can actually go to your YouTube channel. There's something like when you select your video, you can actually choose to boost that video by paying YouTube. Yeah, it doesn't have to be an illegal website. You can literally do it on YouTube yourself. Of course, your CTR is going to look like shit after that, but so that's why most people don't do it, and I certainly don't do it because your channel's going to tank, and so is your revenue. But a lot of people, they just want the fame, and you know, they're not interested in the consequences. So, you know, whatever. If that's what they want in life, then I give them that. I wish them well, and I hope that they find succor and faith. Sometimes they do, but very rare. Very rare, because if they popped off, they would literally see their money go up. I'm pretty sure there's nobody on earth who would just say, hey man, I don't want the money from this. No, a lot of people want the money from this. What keystrokes or mouse used for that dueling sword double stab? How did you do it? Okay, if you guys want my key bindings, basically I set my special attack, my weapon special, as one of my mouse buttons on the side. So can you guys see it? I use the side button here so that when I use my primary fire, which is my left click, immediately after that, I will use my weapon special bound to my thumb button. So I'll stab and then I'll stab again. This is what I do. No problem, Zubero. Happy to help. So yeah. That's why everybody has that one video on their homepage, because that's their biggest success. For me, I don't give a shit. I just throw out whatever video I want. Yeah, exactly, BVS. I have 70 people listening to me right now. That's crazy. I'm proud of this, man. Like, dude, the money actually comes in once you got this kind of viewership. And quite frankly, this is why I say, if those people are really getting that kind of viewership on their video, they should be streaming on YouTube every single day. Because do you know how much ad money they'd make? They'd be earning 10 to 12k per month if their views are legit. but we all know they're not. So that's why I'm here and they're not. They go to Twitch. Have you seen them all stream on Twitch? But like, wait, Twitch takes 50% of your cut and doesn't give you ad revenue. Hold up, hold the phone. Wait, something doesn't make sense. Your video is getting 38k views and you don't want to capitalize that on YouTube where you get more money and ad revenue? Something's fishy. I think something's sus, baby. I don't think it's legitimate, maybe. This is why I don't believe in that maybe they popped off kind of bullshit. Because anyone who knows money, who knows accounting, who understands the system on YouTube doesn't fall for that shit. I look at their stuff, I'm like, dude, I know YouTubers with over 200k subscribers. When they first post a video, 30k subs and 30k views in the first day. Why? Because not everybody's going to tune in immediately. Not your whole fan base is going to tune in immediately. That's how videos work. But they're still rolling in the cash because they're already established at that size, you know? Not that hard to figure out. But yeah, Force Swords knockdown drift, I have to tell you, is much more powerful. The special on the dueling sword is only designed for countering ragers. Realistically speaking, I only use it against ragers. Most of the time on big armor targets, you want to use your staff, because if you don't use your staff, you're going to have a really bad time. And that's just me being very, very honest with you guys. You're going to have a really, really tough time if you do stuff like that, because you are going to get ripped. Actually, the shotgun is really good though, Scambrid. I'm really, really enjoying the shotgun. You know, it's very fun. All right, Damnation. But before I go into Damnation, guys, I think it's time for some push-ups. Let's go. Or my half-ups, as people like to call them.
The 6th Command are planning a payoff to their co-conspirators in one of Chasm Station's transit hubs. Said payments taking the form of prismata crystals. Worthless to you, but handy if you're manufacturing heavy weapons. So why don't you get down there and grab me that payoff? That's a rhetorical question, in case you were wondering.
All right, let's go kick some ass. I just got back in the Zealot, but I haven't even used the dagger yet. I haven't rolled a good enough dagger. I've actually been using the Thunder Hammer to smack everything, because now that it's got 3 dodges instead of 2, oh, it feels so godly. It genuinely feels like the hammer of the Emperor, so I've been abusing that a lot. There have been, okay, so to be fair, there have been announcements of Xenos activity. I've actually heard it, and they do constantly talk about Gene Stealers in terms of what Morrow has faced. You know, they say Morrow has survived against Gene Stealers, things like that. So a lot of people are taking those hints that Gene Stealers might be coming. But in my video where I talked about it, I'm applying the current factual situation, and basically Wormwood said that it's a daemon that's chasing her. Now some people have said that a lictor could be mistaken for a daemon, which I'm totally cool with. Like, I mean, to an inexperienced agent, maybe a Gene Stealer, which they've never seen before, appears kind of like a daemon from the warp, and I could get behind that, you know? I say, why not? Seems reasonable enough. But yeah, I still don't think Gene Stealers will be coming so soon, because adding a new faction would be more like a DLC or expansion kind of dealio, and I think they'd hype it a lot. I don't think they'll add it so soon. For now, I think that they're going down the path of, I think that they're gonna add a new demon enemy, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking right now.
I concur.
Don't take away ammunition. Put it to good use then.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna add it so soon, but I would hope that it's coming down the line. Cause look, I'll be real with you guys. I really want Gene Stealers. I do. I'm a part of the Gene Stealer faction. Give me Gene Stealers because they make sense. They are one of the most fun things that we can face lore-wise. You know, they are the epitome of ultimate Xenos. And come on, we've all of us who grew up on Space Hulk, you know, we'll never forget that. All of us who grew up facing those damn alien horrors. It wasn't the Eldar for us, no. It wasn't the Tyranids. It was the Gene Stealers. That was what we faced. That was what we faced in our youth. And we long for combat again. But we know that we are not Space Marines here. No, we know that we cannot face. We know that we cannot face even a single kill stream. But what we can face. Sorry, I had to take off my hat because I just realized it's getting way too hot. Whew. But what we can face is probably the hybrid cult. Sorry, you guys will have to deal with my messy morning hair for a little while, okay? Don't worry. I know you guys still love my hair, even though it's not that great. But yeah, it'll be very interesting just to see what they do, to be honest. I'm really excited to see how they put it all together. Though I personally hope for the Genestealer cult, I'm also no fool. Okay. Okay. There we are. Niwamping, just make sure that you follow my Assail build. Have you followed my Assail build yet? You might want to check that out. It contains the best for minimizing peril. You can also check out my Smite Psyker build. Both of them all work. Alright.
Execution warranted.
But yeah, the latest Assail build that I posted for patch 14 will give you exactly what you need. So if you haven't checked that out yet, that's a great place to start. Right, Rena? You wanna Lincoln? You wanna Lincoln Park?
Targets marked for death. I concur.
I realize I'm not even in my stream room. Ah, crap. Oh, you nerd! You went on Darktide and didn't even join me? Rude. Well, yeah, that's fine. Tanks for doing that.
The voices. The fanatic seems to be hysterical.
You can always hope for more maps and factions. Like, I think more maps and hopefully more objectives would be cool. I'd also like to see some other bosses in the game if possible. Oh, darn. We have 2 medipacks, neither of them dropped one. Well done, cool. But I guess that's how it goes. They could have dropped a medipack there.
I sense a new subscriber.
Thank you, new subscribers.
Engaging multiple
Yes,
targets.
if you want the best builds, they're all already on my channel.
I sense a new subscriber.
If you want to be a true pro, make sure you're only using a robot build. And I'm so confident in my builds, right? I dare any of you. Go check my build, right? And then you follow it. And then compare it to any of the other builds out there. You will see your performance increase. Robot builds are always ideal for the player that doesn't want to worry too much about things. Especially for people who just want to play the game and relax.
Elimination sanctioned.
Alright, let's hope that we can get a Medicaid soon.
Not today. Today we'll see.
Blind these heretics, I pray. We have done good work today, my companions.
Terminate that monstrosity! Watch out! Gunner! Frank, shot gunner! Cover is
Not far now. Press on through the depot.
A hound approaches! Out of my mind!
Oh, come on, really? There we go.
The hound is dealt with! I concur! I can't control it!
Damn. That was rough. This staff can stop the mutie, but only after 2 casts. It doesn't stop it after 1 cast. So some people mistakenly believe that it stops it after a single cast. It doesn't. You have to cast twice.
There, keep moving. We're on a clock.
Oh, not good to be alone. No more muting. It's dead.
Yeah, let's see if these people can rescue me. Shame. This is what happens when you rush. Yes, you must be a supporter of the channel, meaning you have to be a channel member. So, I would expect you to at least be an honored robot. In fact, if you read the channel membership perks, that's one of the perks. Thoughts on Gunpsykers? Gunpsykers are pretty much irrelevant. So, yeah. Most people would not play a Gunpsyker because it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But yes, as you can see, I have a lot of viewers. So for me, if I were to say viewers can come in anytime, what's going to happen is that everybody's going to want to play with the robot, which is a problem. So I set it much like most Twitch streamers would. You have to at least be a subscriber of a certain level. Yeah, that's very true, Zanro. Also, look, Gunpsykers are only relevant in the lower tiers of gameplay. I'll be very frank with you guys. There are maybe like 1 or 2 Gunpsykers that are playing at Auric Damnation level. Why? Because guns cannot take care of armor. The Psyker does not have any guns other than the revolver that can take care of armored targets very easily. And even the revolver does technically require a crit to do so. And also, ammo efficiency wise, without a veteran to regenerate your ammo, you kind of have a problem with the Gunpsyker. So that's why Gunpsykers are less common, but they can pair very well if they have a veteran friend. Pretty much, Drift. That's what a lot of rushers would say. But unfortunately, no, that was actually a really bad attempt, guys. Like, what really went wrong with that run was that the whole time these people were completely going wild. Yes, groups must always stick together, and more importantly, I don't care what kind of zealot you play, you either play perfectly or don't play a zealot at all. That's the problem. Hey, Wild Hunt. Alright, push-ups in between as per normal.
I sense a new subscriber.
We've a chance to drive a wedge between the Mobians and their allies. So get in, grab the payoff and get out.
Gotta get those push-ups back on, right? Alright, on to the next game. Let's go. Two of the same people, huh? But this time we don't have Crad. Let's see if Crad was the burden. Same mission, though. High intensity shock troopers. And of course Bjorn, I think Bjorn was also one of the problems because you shouldn't do that. Rushing ahead is one of the stupidest things you can do. If he goes down first, then this guy is, you know, straight up getting teabagged. Never ever be ahead of your team. If you want to rush, play a different game. But I guess for a lot of these guys, right, they don't care about winning because they've already got so much resources or their perfect weapons. All they do is just play the same character every day. Like, I don't think I've seen this guy ever change from a veteran. So because of that, they don't care about win rates. They don't care that they don't get a 100% win rate. For me, win rates are very important because, you know, content creator here. But that's kind of the problem with like some people who are pros. They also, like, the lazy pros are the ones that are quite difficult for me to get along with, because you must win every game. That's my mentality. I'm never like playing a B game. I'm always A game. That means perfect plays at all times. Nothing less than that. Aw, damn. Well, at least they killed the chaos spawn. There's a med pack up ahead. Ah, stealth zealot. As expected. There we go. No, a lot of people use the name Crad because it's the NPC's name. A lot of people, I don't know why they do this. It was a stupid trend in Darktide. Rather than naming their characters properly, they name their characters after whatever the NPC in the game is named. So Dickot is an NPC name, a bot name basically, and so is Crad. So again, I don't know why they do it. I think it's the stupidest trend in the world. Because for me, I take a lot of pride in my gaming name, obviously. You know, it's my brand, it's my name, it's who I am, you know. There's no reason I would be anything other than RealAsianRobot, but I guess people find humor in that sort of thing. Trust me, I myself do not understand human humor sometimes. It feels silly and weird. Rather than watching the front, Mr. Van, it would be way better if you watched the back, you know?
Won't see me coming.
The maintenance side is just up ahead.
I walk far from the light.
Agreed.
Consider the most magnificent emperor.
Holy grenade!
Agreed. Yes, the only answer to this profane life. Indeed. The Ranger is dead.
Right, you need to be on the other side, which means moving the trains. You'll need power cores to trip the track lockout, then set a data interrogator to do the rest.
Target's marked. Executing.
And of course, Bjorn gets trapped.
Set me
Keep going.
Indeed.
Choppers down and dead! I'm a dead!
The hound is slain.
Shoot that bloody master!
Lord Mephiston, that's fine.
The power's flowing again. Time to get
Better than one of the default names at least. For me, original or not original is fine. Just don't name them the same as the NPC. To me, I find it very silly. But because in Darktide you can have any name you want, you can just, you know, add in whatever. So technically, if you see a Crad in Malice, that's probably not the same Crad that I'm playing with. There's multiple people with like similar names just running around. Well, I guess it fits the vibe of Darktide though. You're just some indistinct reject. So it fits the bill. Even if I'm not the biggest fan of the idea.
That's a good start.
Isolating targets. I concur.
Ah, of course it's Bjorn. Bjorn the Fell-Handed. Or like Bjorn the Fail-Handed right now.
Target pacification.
Data signal's good as strong.
No more trouble from that! Engaging critical target! Everything's dead!
Enemy shooter in cover.
Scouting bombers dead!
Interrogator crashed. You'll have to restart it.
That's how we do it in the gas!
Green across the board. Don't know what you did, but you fixed it.
The hound is neutralized.
They will never see me.
Beauty!
Yeah? Kill charge engaged! Who's dead? You are!
Executed.
Just a little longer.
Sniper!
You got to get going. Look for the access gate release.
Okay. Void strikes and power sword. You mean the force sword? Because the Psykers don't have a power sword. It's called the force sword. Different wording. Power sword refers to the veterans' power sword. So unless you're asking me two different questions, two different classes, you might want to be very specific because Void Strike is okay. It's not a bad weapon. It requires aim. So Void Strike is best in the hands of those who can hit headshots. If you can easily and consistently hit headshots on enemies, Void Strike is good.
Stealing from thieves.
The far right Psyker tree is only used for gun psychers. So Disrupt Destiny is used primarily on my Gun Psyker build, and that hasn't changed since patch 13. So if you're really interested in the Gun Psyker, you can try out my Gun Psyker build. Although now people use it with the revolver rather than with the recon last gun. But the Gun Psyker build is pretty much designed, you know, to do what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to shoot targets, but it's still not like, you know, it's still not like a super top tier tree. Like I said, it's got its issues, and it's mostly used by people who just want to have a little bit of fun. Maybe they don't like playing the staffs very much. Yeah. That's what they do it for. I've always taught people one thing. Pro players always use the side door. You don't go down by the big area because you're going to get yourself killed. But of course, Bjorn the Rusher, world's worst zealot in history, chooses to rush. Again, this is very bad. If you don't know the methodology of playing every map, then learn from pros. Or follow pings. Don't rush ahead. So Bjorn is getting blocked after this match because I never want to play with him ever again. If you rush with your characters, I will literally block you in game because there's no point in you even existing. There's only one, like with Ascender 40, I can't remember what's, Ascension Riser 31, right? There's only one methodology for this area. Don't ever go down by the big area. It's a noob trap. You will get killed in Damnation. If you go down by the door, you're very safe because every enemy has to come through that door to kill you guys. So just be aware of that, alright? I hope you guys will understand this lesson. This is why I try to teach on my stream so that people know. I know, right? Bjorn the Zealot. Psyker Joe. Oh my god. These people getting blocked, I swear to god. I don't ever want to encounter them again because they're going to lower my win rate. Like, and this is what will happen. If you're a bad player, what will happen is that players won't tell you you're bad. They'll GG you after the match, after hard carrying you, right? And then they'll just block you and you'll never be seen again. End of story. You know, you just suddenly find like, why is matchmaking so difficult? Because literally nobody wants to play with you. So I hope that won't happen to you guys. I hope that most of you guys will, you know, learn from the lessons that I give every single stream and become the best players in Darktide. I hope that you guys will surpass me, in fact. Because I don't need people to think that I'm the greatest in history, no. I'd rather people surpass me. Because that's better for everybody. Yep. Always take the stairs. Do not drop down there because you're going to find yourself in a place with no cover and getting very, very killed in Damnation. Especially against hundreds of gunners. Things like that. I've tried both places several times over. Several different runs. And I found that the only way to really succeed or guarantee success is to go by these stairs. Works better and it does what it's supposed to do. It gives you cover. Even here with the trains, right? Why am I in this corner? Because I am trying to peek shot on that side.
Target neutralization.
Now with this area, for the Psyker, assuming you're Assail, it's best to go by the right hand side. Why? Although there's less cover, it's easier to take peek shots. Once you clear that, you're good. Sarah Meehan. How do I have such bad takes? I don't know, that's up to you. Quite frankly, if you really believe that, then I suggest you watch somebody else, my dude. Because there is nobody, this is a co-op game, there's nobody that can carry solely by themselves. Of course, there are one or two people that probably can, but for the vast majority of games, you're not supposed to do that, and you cannot save people from stupidity. You must be really new to everything, Aaron. That's okay, listen. We welcome trolls and idiots like you all the time. Alright? No, don't engage with them. They're trolls. They're trolls. It doesn't matter. Let them behave however they want to behave. To be honest, they're just contributing to my revenue, so let them sit here if they want to have, you know, if they want to be trashed here, you know? Yeah, please do. Please do. Please fuck off. You don't want your kind here. You know, if you really think that you can solo, please prove it to me. Okay, you go make a YouTube video, you go do everything solo by yourself, carry the worst teams, show me that you've got 100% win rate. Okay, I'll believe you. I'll believe you. It is possible to solo Orics, but one thing which I will say is that it requires a lot of takes, and you have to kind of get a perfect run. So the thing is, a lot of them would not do a solo run live. At least I haven't seen anyone do a solo run live. It would mostly be a filmed video because you're going to have to do multiple takes. I don't think there's anybody, as any one single human on the planet that can do a solo live. Just drop in straight away, guarantee solo. Yep, all it takes is one lucky trapper. But perfect solo runs are definitely possible. Players were doing it all the way back when the game first came out. However, on average, if you really want to succeed, you always want to have perfect plays. You always need that perfect skill and knowledge. And what I'm here to do is teach, you know? If people aren't happy watching that, then hey, that's on them. I don't give a shit. Well, my job is to show people how it's done in general in a team, assuming that, you know, you make the best of what you got.
Stealth training.
Looks like you lot are having fun.
Also, fun fact, did you know that if you rush ahead of your team, right, the game will spawn more enemies. So, this is called the anti-rusher mechanic. So for example, let's say Bjorn rushes ahead, right? What it'll do is it'll create 2 spawn points. And these 2 spawn points will cause a lot of issues because what it'll do is it'll spawn specials in 2 locations rather than 1. Hey, up to you. The team always has to be perfect, but listen, if you actually listen to what I'm saying, what I'm here to do is to teach people what not to do. I'm playing just fine with these guys, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to call out bad plays, my dude. And it seems you're still here, Mr. Aaron. Ah, I guess you must really love my content. Yeah, it is possible to do it with Infiltrate because you can ignore a lot of stuff, so yeah. But there's always stuff like that. I mean, come on. In Diablo 4, we've got people, you know, doing the millions and millions of damage against Uber Lilith and stuff like that. All video games always will have stuff like that.
Follow my lead, like soldiers, got it? As long as you agree to follow my lead when it comes to matters of faith.
This guy really wants an ammo crate, huh? Who was it who actually said that? Oh, it was Bjorn. Okay. Bjorn is 100% getting blocked after this. But actually, just so you guys know, before Infiltrate Veterans were a thing, people did Damnation solo. There are people who did true solo Damnation. It was JSats? I don't know if he's still around, but back when the game first came out, JSats was one of the creators and partners as well. Nice dude. I think he was one of the first, if I'm not wrong, to do a true solo. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was the first one to do a true solo Damnation run.
My journey is close to its end.
What is warp? You don't activate the warp. I don't know anything about Diablo 4. I haven't played since getting great viewership on Darktide. But yeah, the warp is basically the magic stuff that powers up a psyker. So we use our psychic powers based on the warp. You don't activate it. The warp is what you do, kind of like the Force in Star Wars. So that's what the warp is. Every time you're using your Force staff, that's the warp right there. Okay, hope that answers your question, Squeezy. Infiltrator Veteran is a skill of the Veteran. It's a combat skill called Infiltrate. It makes the Veteran invisible. Same with the Shroud on the Zealot, which makes the Zealot invisible, so enemies won't attack. So when you're invisible, enemies won't attack you. You can basically just progress. May the warp be with you. Well, technically, you see, the warp is always with you. See, in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, what the warp is actually your subconscious reality. So it's everything that you dream up. Everything that you think about or dream up, right, is literally the stuff of the warp. I got you, dick guy. Everything that you dream up is a part of the warp. So you're literally seeing in your dreams the warp. Okay, your subconscious mind is connecting you to the warp. And because it is an unreal space, right? It's not real space, it's immaterial. Demons, angels, everything exists in the warp. Alright, that's why there are some Space Marine legions known as the Emperors, like the Emperor calls the Space Marines the angels of the Emperor, right? So because they are thought of as angels of the Emperor, his angels of death, what happens is that there's this specific Space Marine chapter called Legion of the Damned. They literally got lost in the warp, and their desire to serve the Emperor and the fact that they were loyalists was so strong that they became this like ghostly legion that just appears anywhere. They go where they're needed. They literally just like dish out so much damage. They save entire systems and they disappear. You know? So that's what the warp is. It's the alternate dimension. It's the opposite side of reality. It's both dark and light at the same time. So even the Chaos Gods have darkness and light to them, which is what's crazy and what a lot of people don't want to accept. Khorne, for instance, is the god of blood, war, death, and murder, but he's also the god of martial pride, loyalty, and strength. It is the strength and perseverance of a warrior that embodies Khorne, which is why he always has a warrior's honor, and he doesn't actually use sorcerers in his armies, because Khorne despises sorcery and trickery. He's all about that, I'm gonna break you, but I'm gonna break your face head on. You know what I'm saying? He's evil as fuck, but he's also like the opposite, like, it's the duality of man, I guess you could say. The opposite of blood, death, and murder is war, martial pride, and honorable combat. You know? And emotions. Yes, the warp is the place of great emotions. All emotions are amplified in the warp. Tremendously. Yes, Psykers draw on the power of the immaterium. They act as conduits for it, and then they channel it into real space, basically defying the laws of physics and reality, because essentially they're bending the rules of reality. That is what it's supposed to do. Well, to be fair, although Khorne doesn't use sorcery and trickery, there's, like, even though that guy was a Psyker, there's nothing to stop him from becoming Khornate. It doesn't mean that just because you're a sorcerer, you cannot immediately avoid worshipping Khorne. You can't. Khorne, the blood god, cares not where the blood flows so long as it continues to flow. Like Azariah Kairos, at the end when he became a demon, was not using psychic powers. He was mostly smacking people down with his half demon body and breathing fire on them. I mean, that's pretty brutal. But yeah, that's basically what it is. So technically anybody can worship Khorne, as long as you're willing to sacrifice souls, blood, all that kind of thing. You are a worshiper of the blood god. That is true. That is true, Francis. It is kind of space hell, so maintaining your sanity is important if you want to survive space hell. Otherwise, you get demons to take over your body. The more you use the powers of the warp, the more you have to fight for your sanity. Which is why actually I think that rather than booming, what Psyker should do is overuse your warp powers. You don't boom. You summon a demon. You literally summon a demon. Like, I think that should be, that would be a much cooler mechanic. Because the boom mechanic was actually just carried over from Vermintide 2. Whereas here, I think it'd be much cooler if we summoned a fucking demon. You know? Like you rely too much on the warp, and literally a random demon just appears in your match. Like the Psyker doesn't go boom. Psyker summons a fucking demon. You guys gotta fight it. It should be like practically a monstrosity level. Like that, I think would be far more interesting. Like a mini Daemon host, yeah. Oh, by the way, please call me Robot Volkswagen. The reason is because YouTube tends to flag anything that comes across as racial. So I know Asian is in my name, but try to address me as Robot. It just prevents me from losing monetization on my videos. So I hope you don't mind. Alright? It's just a much safer way of calling me, of addressing me, and yeah. Technically, if you call me Asian too much, I have to take a moderation action. Again, I don't mind what people call me, but the problem is YouTube and their stupid algorithm. No, don't worry about it. It's an AI that does it, so in order to prevent problems, I have to just tell people that. You know, like, literally, I don't mind. I'm a chill guy. It's not like you're being racist to me, right? I'm just chill. But YouTube itself has certain policies for their AI bot to trawl through things and stuff like that. So you call me Asian, it's gonna be like, you know, oh, this is a problem, that's a problem. So yeah, I'll just quickly remove that message. But yes, well, it wouldn't be a full-on Daemon host, but it'd be kind of like a mini Daemon host, you know? I'm actually thinking the Surge is better than the Trauma Psyker, simply because it's a faster casting weapon. Yeah, I know. Don't worry about it. Like I said, as long as, like, because it's just sometimes YouTube will just pick it up and yellow flag it, you know? Can't be helped. You have to restart. You cannot change your name, Cameron, unfortunately. Alright, why don't I rap for the crowd? No problem.
I sense a super chat.
Yeah, I'm running the same Assail build, exact same Assail build, nothing's different. Different types of Daemon hosts might be interesting, but anyway, you know what? Let's see if I can freestyle. Okay, wait, maybe that's not the one. Alright, here's the Asian robot on the mic. Dookie sponsored this shit right here. I hope you guys enjoy this freestyle, cause I'm gonna kick some people off in the rear. See, you can't be the type of person that goes in Auric Damnation and then you say, I'm gonna play whatever my own way. I'ma just carry the team like Aaron over there. Fucking little lurker, thinking that you can say whatever you want, bitch. Why the fuck you watching me if you don't wanna learn in the first place? Bet you're still lurking, cause ain't nobody giving up on the robot. I'm the best in the fucking game. And here's the facts of the matter. I'm the one who always bring that pain. So listen, if you don't wanna learn what to do, that's okay with me, but I'm gonna say screw you. I don't really give a shit what y'all think about my content, cause I know that I'm lit, so I'm gonna keep showing people how to do this thing. I'ma make sure y'all understand it's perfect in sync. I'ma show you how to do every single mission perfect. That's the way I run it, that's the way I do it, that's the way I make this shit all happen. So if you do not care, it's okay, but don't go capping. Listen, if you think that you can carry every team, then I really want to tell you one thing. Make sure you upload a 2-hour video on YouTube showing me a perfect clear on every single run with the rando. If you so good you can carry them bandos, then I want to see it 2 hours, go get the footage, no editing. Don't be cutting out shit like that. I want you to fucking prove it. I really want you to prove it. So I'ma say one more thing one more time. If you guys like what comes from a mad mind, then stick around, cause you know I'm always gonna be showing you with boots on the ground. I'm the guy that walks in hardcore with the surge staff blazing. I'm gonna make the soul blaze go, so I hope everybody understands that you know. Oh Lord, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you very much. Oh, that's okay, Cameron. Sometimes people aren't caught up live and they don't really recognize the fact that they're behind, but that's the only downside to YouTube. I mean, compared to Twitch anyway. All right, time to put my earphones back on. Thank you all for listening. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Now, back into the Aurics. But yes, I play between like Surge and Smite. Like, it doesn't really matter to me which one I use. Both are extremely viable skills and talents that you can apply in the field. And it's just up to you, you know, which one you want to play. For me, I was just demonstrating a bit of Smite and a bit of Surge, but yeah. I like to showcase what I can do with both. And earlier, people asked me whether or not Assail is viable. It absolutely is. As long as you know what you're doing with it. As long as you know how to cast it in the field, you know, you'll do good. Who is this big boy? Oh, it's Rena. Okay. I was wondering, who the frick is big boy? There's Mr. Rena Banana. Joining me, are you?
Who's the big boy?
Lord. No problem, Volkswagen. Have fun, man. Have fun. I hope you have a good time. You like his name? Yeah, he is the big boy.
Oh my god.
Can you join later? Depends. I'm probably finishing up soon. I've got maybe 2 more runs left, Philip. So, yeah. But yes, my stream timing will usually start around 12:15 p.m. and then I finish out around 3-ish. So I've got maybe, if depends on how fast this finishes, maybe about 2 more runs. Yeah, the trauma debuff is very strong. That's one of the reasons why I like applying it so much. Trauma is very, very powerful. It is one of the more potent skills that I thoroughly enjoy.
Rannick wants us to go get it. You'll need to get down to the consignment yard, secure it and hold position until reinforcements arrive. The heretics want the train for themselves, so expect heavy resistance.
But yeah, Surge is great because you don't have to aim. You just don't need to worry about it. You just go in there and start blazing. You know, you just don't have to aim at all. And that's, I think, one of the best parts about the Surge. It's a great weapon if you know what you're doing. Alright. 2 Ogrins, 1 Zealot, and me.
Kindly pay attention to the matter at hand, not idle conjecture.
What is this place?
Okay, now because I'm a Smite Psyker, I'll have a bit of problems at range, but we can solve that usually with the primary fire. So what you usually want to do is, if you're going as a Smite Surger, you tend to play mostly with your staff.
Emperor, reward these faithful servants for their toil.
Okay, Bob went over there.
I'm gonna backhandle with him.
Sure.
Dead already. Hard behind me.
Yeah, I mean, if you struggle mostly against maulers, Surge is definitely a good choice. But the trauma staff can technically handle gangs of maulers. You basically blast them all off their feet. Most of the time, like, if you find that you're underperforming with trauma, it's mostly because, like, of aiming issues. For me, myself, I also have issues aiming the trauma. Like, I can't do it perfectly, so I tend to prefer the Surge because it's just easier to aim. Like, it literally requires no effort to aim. You just shoot in a general direction and you're done. Oh, sorry. I'm getting hounded in the back. Thank you. Well, that's a whole lot of fire.
Oh, no one's touching back for it. Oh.
Yep. I mean, come on. You should know that by now. And no one dealing with armor targets either. So if I'm on one job, I can't do the other.
Nothing good deal. There's a lot of portraits in there.
Yep. But unfortunately, I'm faster with the armor, so I think he walks the back.
What's up? What's up?
I assume the Zealot doesn't have cores of spiritual fortitude. So, let's hope that they can do the job. Remember, the most important thing is always being able to do your job. If you cannot do your job, then, yeah. It's a problem. But yes, if you ever want to join Philip, just make sure you ask early in the stream, because that's usually easier to find you a spot. If you feel confident enough, of course. Take note that I will judge my people even more harshly. Why are those muties just like not dead? Really? Big boy not hitting them.
I have a club. Doesn't do damage.
You have a what?
I have a bully club.
Why doesn't it do damage?
So it doesn't do a lot of damage, it's just for control. And I think the other Ogre took a club too, so...
I see.
We're in some trouble. That's okay. Well, I'm just testing this out.
Imagine daring to test things when I'm around.
Yeah. Testing it. This is the first time I'm playing Legion after the patch.
Yeah, understandable. And you better control the back. Don't let anything touch me.
Nah, I'll let you go then.
You better hope that he can do it.
Trust Paul to do it.
Judged.
It's one to do first, isn't it?
Surge and Smite. Aw, crap.
Oh.
Go pick me up. Quickly. Okay, there was else doing it. Missed time jump. Disaster Squad in action. It's all because of you.
No. Can't count a Disaster Squad when it's randoms.
But basically, for Ragers, what you want to do is you want to smite them down. Your team should actually kill them. It's technically not up to you to kill them. That's the one downside. You can't really, like, as a Surge Smite Psyker, Smurge Psyker, you basically are reliant on your team for some things. Like, some things, no matter what, you will have to rely on your team rather than being able to do it yourself. And that's just because of the nature of our art form. That's what we do. Okay, I'll take it. Oh, and we have a Grimoire being taken. Alright, Zealot buddy. Again, please guys, have some courtesy. If you want to take a Grimoire, you must alert your team. Failing to alert the team when you pick Grimoire is tantamount to, like, literally anything. Because if you are doing a Grimoire quest, that's fine, but it can result in team wipes if people are not prepared. So if you see somebody picking a Grim, alright, please make sure you alert the team that you want to take Grims. Right? I don't think this guy said anything, so yep, nope. That's definitely not what you want to do. And of course, the Zealot is the one that went down first. Love it. Well, that was entirely your fault. Good, Walls Worthington. I'm glad you are self-aware.
I like that. The average solo player.
Yep. He's self-aware, but I still hate him.
Oh, there's a question. Average solo.
There's a chaos spawn. That's what there is.
It is excessively repellent!
This is the exact same thing.
Good thing I can free him quickly. Oh, come on. But yeah, a lot of people unfortunately still touch Grimoires without alerting their team. Just remember, it's common courtesy to alert. Once you alert your team, nobody's gonna get mad. Like, people will just be like, okay, he's taking Grims, we'll prepare accordingly. Like, most pros will adjust anyway, but it's always good to tell your team. The more you tell your team, the more you communicate with your team, the better. It just facilitates communications, being nice to everybody. Well, at least you tell them, they'll prepare.
They have us surrounded.
Hey, big boy. Okay. I see what's going on. I'll hold them. Stopping. See, against Raiders, this is what you want to do. Just smite them.
Lobby jams.
They're most likely Grimoires. Grimoires are most likely like stuff used by agents of chaos, so they're like chaos corrupted and shit. So the Inquisition will obviously want to study these texts to know what the enemy is up to, but at the same time, a regular human touching them, they probably got like warp juice all over the pages or something. Kind of like Gamer Girl bathwater, but more radioactive. So yeah.
That's what I really think about it.
Ah, from behind?
Oh, to the open space. Surely there's a third one.
It's because Bob got DC'd. Yeah, it's been happening a lot. That's the way it is, I guess. Now you've got another Psyker. You can pray that they hold the back. Yeah, a lot of the time that can be a problem with the trauma staff, so you just want to be careful with that. I was thinking, man, when did I ever get corrupted now? So yeah, we got Grim War. We got a Gym War.
Hello, darkness, my friend.
Hello, Darktide, my old friend.
Oh, that works too. Oh, I can't get that guy, that's cheap. Oh wait, on this I can. Let me try this. Oh, nice, very C4.
He's through a metal door. How the hell is he sniping you?
Oh, I think I can get up in here.
Oh, he's got some kind of weird angle, does he?
Yeah.
That's wild.
And this mutant's ring it boy. I'm gonna outsnipe the sniper.
Okay, I believe in you.
Oh, there's two of them. Yeah, there's a lot of damage for us. It's gonna take a while to kill these guys. I'm hitting.
Are you seriously just focusing on that? Oh crap.
Wow. This dog half my size is on me.
Okay, can you not snipe the sniper and can you come down and instead be less disaster squad? I'm a bully club boy. Don't set a bad example for chat. We're here to up people's skills, not show them disasters.
Bit of blue.
Well done, I suppose.
Let's do it.
Look at all the faces, bro.
Red with rage against the ogre.
No, it's the same.
Done. Happened to get lucky. Can do an almighty push from Naruto. I mean, could. I'd rather it gave me first Roda level pushing from Skyrim. I wanna, if it's a venting shriek, I wanna really shriek my enemies off cliffs and shit. You know, just like give them that first Roda and then you just see everybody fly off into lava or some shit. Now that would make Psyker pretty damn fun with venting shriek. I feel like they should make the scream like so much more intense than Psykinetic's Wrath and just like really show the shockwave and everybody just flies off into the far distance. Like Crushers, doesn't matter. You all fly. Everybody flies. That'd be my jam. That'd be my absolute jam with it. I mean, why not, right? Come on, it's gotta make some sense. Anyway, this is high intensity shock trooper, but when everybody knows what they're doing in general, well, except Walls Worthington, but he's self-aware, so I'm forgiving him. When everybody knows what they're doing in general, it's a cakewalk. Hello! How you doing, my friend? You can literally play with one hand. Well, at least during these segments where I'm smiting. You can't play with one hand when you're not smiting. Hey, we got 2 smite psychers. I guess this is total control. Okay, let's go. I'ma take a heal. If you guys don't want to heal, then you're gonna spill the blood.
Drop the groom.
He really dropped it.
Go. Thanks, no. Yeah, the mod 500 HP.
Oh shit. Demon host.
Demon hosts warp ice fills my mind.
Yeah, it's usually what most people are thinking. There's no extra rewards for picking up things.
Well, no, technically it improves your thingy. Improves your end reward. But I mean, since we're already on Auric Damnation, we often get goals anyway.
Yeah, I don't really think the list.
Yeah, so it's not really worth it on Auric Damnation. Because you cannot, it's not like you get a second reward. I'll tell you, if we got a second reward, everyone will do grooms. If you get 2 rewards instead, whoop, whoop.
I get curious just for grooms. Corruption resistance.
Yeah. Oh, people would build like specific builds just for getting grims.
Then I pick my zealot more. Over it. Against the corruption anyway. Temporarily. So I have the taunting, I'm trying this out.
Yeah, no, you're doing good. Oh, shh! Aye! I'm going to the other side.
Well, that blows the person problems.
Yeah, no, it's just that half of us went down, and half of us went. Like we all should have just gone to the Medicaid section. Well,
save yourself. Oh, yeah. Didn't push a phone.
let me
To
see.
even categorize abhumans as such is abhorrent. Are they not simply
One up
comrades?
here.
Acceptance
Or
is
Mr.
not
Big
exactly
Boy.
a common creed. Or
Ow.
had you not noticed?
Oh.
I'm at full health.
I concur.
But yeah, realistically, going to the Medicaid is probably a smarter choice here.
So yes, 10,000 people.
Attends! Switch!
Oh, there's 3 stuff or something. Royal.
Is Morph okay? I'm just gonna wait till Morph gets up here. Come on, Paolo. Let's go.
Wolf's having a little joyride.
Crap, crap, crap. Fire again? Where did that come from? Jesus. This is why, guys, try not to separate. Just follow the team. Stick with the team, move with the team, don't do anything outside of that. Especially in Auric Damnation. If you need to do stuff outside of that, either form your own groups or play regular Damnation, because you compromise speed for silliness. Okay, so this is one of the things you don't want to do. It can impact upon your team's gameplay. Again, being slow or, you know, taking too much time is very, very bad. Never do that. Alright, always move fast, stick with your team, never separate. You want to go exploring, Auric Damnation is not the place for that. Even if you want plasteel, right? Plasteel farming is best done in regular Damnation, because on regular Damnation, you can get low intensity, all that. It gives the same amount of plasteel, or it gives no extra plasteel, and it only gives extra, like the loot at the end will be slightly better, because obviously tougher conditions, and the money is better, Ordo Dockets. So if you want to farm lots of Ordo Dockets for like perfectly rolled gear, then Oric is where you want to be at, but plasteel is best farmed in Damnation. So again, try to avoid that if you can. If. it's actually like way better if you stick with the team and just go through, because you will get more loot faster, which is awesome. Oh, didn't know the stab could stagger the muties too. That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. Now that I know it staggers, that stab's looking even better.
A healing station. Most welcome.
I know, right? The fire ignores my superior toughness gating abilities. They're like, nah, no toughness gating for you, homie.
That's an end to the beauty storming.
And the hounds, of course, do love to fly out of nowhere.
Just the walls.
Oh,
Western walls. Is everyone else good? Or?
Yeah. I'm just going for this one. I'm finishing the objectives along the way, you know? Luckily, I'm here to cover you guys. Typical zealot player. This guy is literally trying to hit every zealot meme possible. Just when I was thinking slightly better of him, he's failed the Emperor. The guy just gets bombarded by warp blasts. I love the fact that they can now spawn via vents and stuff too. That's pretty cool.
Indeed.
Man, I got snipped. Well, thankfully there's metagame, and sniper bullets don't corrupt you. I guess the main advantage is that knocking them down might make it easier for your team. You only want to hold them up sometimes because, for example, if you keep the beams going, the beam spreads longer and it spreads to more targets, so you can technically hold a very wide area. So although your range is actually only 16 meters, you can hold an even longer area than 16 meters by holding your smite. So for example, mine only extends this far, but it will spread and spread and spread to a lot of other people. So that would be one advantage of holding it down versus actually letting it go. It can just spread further and longer, I suppose. Oh yeah, kind of like this. So you can hold the entire area, and if you want to build up peril, say for a venting shriek that, annihilates everything, that's also a possibility. So I guess it just depends on what you're trying to do with your abilities. Of course, time for the boss. Let's go. My favorite part of this. Low stabbed. love how none of us want to leave. We're just killing. Lloyd Hawkins, I only play with my channel supporters, so that means you have to be at least an honored member on my channel. So if you're not a member, unfortunately, no. It's because if I invite every single viewer to play, not only do we have a lot of viewers, some people can do and say certain things on stream which you don't really want. So to filter those people out, we only invite our top supporters to play. So I hope you understand. Number one, it's safety for my community. It's also safety for me as a streamer since I do this as a job. Okay. That took a little bit longer than I thought. Oh, I only got a purple after that. Oof. Let's go have a look at that gun and see if it's trashed here. This one is certainly trashy. Great. Stat-wise, it's good. Its perks. The blessings suck. Stat-wise, it's pretty alright. I'll keep it around. Never know when it might become useful again. Alright, let's see. What can I finish in like 20 minutes? Okay. Maelstrom mission. Chasm Logistratum. Malice level. Let's go. Finish it as fast as possible. We have a 20-minute timer. I trust you. No problem, Basil. Always happy to answer my viewers' questions. What choice? What?
Poor choice. I'm trusting me for this.
No. 20 minutes. Let's go. In and out. We will... Today we will be the rushers. Yeah. We can do it. I believe in it. After that, I can go for lunch. And eat my foodening. Yep, Malice is 100% speedrun. This is the way. This is the way, guys.
Don't let him leave the station alive.
All right, let's go. Last run, folks. Last run.
What lights out as well?
You'll be fine. I believe in you. Okay. Yes, you can DM it to me on Discord. I will add you on Steam later this evening, and also you'll be getting your Discord invite today anyway. But yes, hopefully you can join me one of these days. I certainly wouldn't mind, Mr. Phillip. But yeah, just DM it to me on Discord. I'll add you on Steam after this. I'll send you a friend request after this. Send you a Darktide friend request so we can all be Darktide friends.
Watch your fire, boss.
By the way, if we encounter a demon host, you're tanking. Speaking of that, there it is. Where is it? Okay, go tank it. I got you back.
What just hit me?
Something from the back.
What did these two guys just run away?
No, it doesn't matter. We can kill it.
You sure?
Yep, go. Go. It's Malice. It's Malice. Dude, I can't even see its hit points.
Yeah, didn't go through at all.
That's okay.
Where is it?
Yeah, it's there. Dude, it has no hit points. I can't tell.
Which means...
That
Alright, no. I was gonna say, which means hopefully it's, you know, killable.
it barely even corrupts you on Malice.
Yes. News as well. Oh, the guy's beacon pretty nice.
Here's an actual boss.
I'm gonna eat me. That's close to die.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Mr. Big Boy.
Oh. Oh, being bounced around. Oh, this guy's out of ammo already. Well.
No, well, he's a spam firer, that's for sure.
There isn't. I don't even know what we're doing.
I could tell from the way he magged up that recon last time. Well, it's okay. We got this. There's no benefit to killing the demon host, no.
Ooh, well.
Killing the demon host is... Oh dear. Could you kindly? Thank you. Lol, that's fine, I guess.
Oh, everyone knows so much health.
Trapped, burst, and hit by everything. But anyway, it's only Malice. The next Medicaid is not far. Here's a nice little maelstrom Malice. Just for the 75 plus deal.
We should be able to kill a host in Damnation. Take over the soul, become the demon host ourselves, invade sedition level players, and then just make them fear for their lives.
What the fuck? What is that,
that
Dark Souls?
Learn not to.
What is that? Is that Dark Souls mechanic right there, huh?
They'll learn not to mess with demon hosts ever again.
No.
It's only on sedition and it wrecked all of us.
Lol, that's terrifying. No. We should be able to kill a demon host, get the right to invade another Auric Damnation run, and just torture the fuck out of somebody else. Like, oh, we killed our demon host, now we can invade your run, and now you have to kill it.
Yeah, they have 3 thunder hammers, so doesn't just one-shot us.
Yep, as soon as you spawn, it's like one-shotted.
Good try.
Everybody will be forced to run Thunderhammer Zealots at that point. Which is not good for the game. No variety. And then you hear all the people complain.
So it's too many Assail Psykers, it's too OP.
Assail Psykers won't be seen anymore. Because Demon Host every single time Assail ain't gonna do jack shit. Everybody will take the auto brain burst instead.
I just wanna know how people were saying Assail was OP. Like Assail's everywhere, it's OP. Like Psykers is killing everything, and I'm just there thinking to myself, like, what the hell are you doing?
Malice, probably.
How can the Psyker kill everything? What the hell are you doing to the point where you can't kill anything?
Tis called Malice and Heresy.
Probably no. In Damnation, if I just stand there and let the Assail Psyker do all the work, they're gonna die.
Yep. Because we can't do anything except the unarmored targets. Everything's got more than 200 hit points. What do you want to do? And we do run out of ammo.
Good old relatives.
Ammo! The soldier's true grit!
Data stream ceased. You are certain humans install the data interrogator correctly?
It's okay, Lenny. You do it.
Data
Gotcha.
resuming. No interruptions.
Murder, there's no real fix. It's because after the recent hotfix, optimization's been very poor. I actually set my game to low settings and DLSS on balance. That's it. That's the only way I could fix the game, because otherwise it's... And I'm on an RTX 3080. Otherwise it's a bit unplayable, so yeah. The optimization was really, really badly screwed after the last hotfix. So, yeah. There should be no lag if you do that. But also depends on your graphics card and RAM. Unfortunately, Darktide has always suffered optimization problems. They really need to fix that with the next hotfix. Performance issues are everywhere. Like, I literally was not able to maintain 60 FPS without, I forgot it's Malice. I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm hitting my second stab, and he died straight away. But yeah, there's been no way to really fix this aside from, you know, setting the graphics down to low. Yeah, if you set it to low graphics and DLSS on, balanced, turn off your ray tracing as well, it should be fine.
I sense a new subscriber.
Enemies bedded in! Concentrate, please!
No problem, Murder. Hopefully it helps. Fortunately, that's the best I can offer you. Lloyd Hawkins, you do realize that asking about that game is a no-no. In case you haven't seen it, here's the proof. There you go. Never mention that game on my channel because that game is quite literally filled with nothing but racists. Only racists play that game, and Phoenix Labs themselves support racism against the Asian people. I would never play a game that supports racism, made by developers that enjoy and support racism against the Asian people. So yeah, I suggest you don't play that game either. It's up to you if you want, but those who enjoy that game are, and this is my rule, are not welcome here because, look, I don't want anything to do with racists. So yeah. That's why I stopped doing content. Now I'm stopped playing that game. Nobody's gonna... Like, it's literally the world's worst game. And if you discovered me through that game, well, I'm very sorry, but, you know, I'm never coming back. My mom's doing okay, Murder. My mom's doing better today now that they've got an actual diagnosis going. So she's got some medication that can hopefully help her out. We have no real results yet, but we're trying. So for now, my focus is just making sure I make enough my content. Gotta keep them medical bills paid. That's what I'm focusing on right now. Yeah.
It's dead now!
Thank you, Murder. I appreciate that.
Continue this way!
I didn't even notice that it was weakened. I was wondering, why did it die so fast?
There's a little one there.
How do you know that there's another one?
The voices!
The sniper. I got rid of one and I got shot from the back almost immediately.
I mean, it did like practically no damage to you, so...
There's a Damnation. Was too much. Alice speed in.
The weakened Plague Organs can be stabbed on Malice and they die so fast. It's really awesome. Surge staff, dude. It's a staff that requires no aiming, my bro. But don't forget that this is just a Malice run, 510. So earlier we were doing Auric Damnations, but because it's the last match of the game, last match of the stream, right? So we're just messing around in Malice, that's why everything's dying. So yeah, this is not a actual serious match. This is just me bumming around in Malice with my pal for the last round, trying to finish it in 20 minutes. Oh, there's the plague over. Yeah, unfortunately, those are the kinds of people that Dauntless supports as their partners. So once I found that out, you know, went through all that stuff, it just wasn't worth it for me making content anymore. Now I'm a Darktide partner, making way more money. It's all good. Dauntless, the faster that game dies, the better. Like, literally, it's just racists left playing it. And of course, Phoenix Lab supports that. Like I said, they are a wonderful, wonderful team of racists. Yeah. I'm sad. I'm more saddened by the fact that there are people who still play that game and who still enjoy that game. Like, they don't realize what they're supporting. Right? To be fair, every community will have those kinds of toxic people. I mean, there are some people here who genuinely... Oh, it's called Dauntless. It's called Dauntless, Wawa. It's by Phoenix Labs. They hate Asian people, basically. But yeah, it is just a game that I'm glad that I stopped playing. The proof was posted in chat earlier. You can check the link if you want to see it. But yeah, it's a very, very sad state of affairs when that game, you know, still receives people playing it or enjoying it. It's disgusting, really. Oh well. Two of them. This looks fun. But yeah, that's why I'm glad it's behind me. You know, it's no longer a part of what I do. I wanted to be a partner with them, but then, you know, it taught me a lot about the industry as well. It just showed me that, you know, no matter what, the industry is the way it is. Like, even on this game, right, there'll always be toxic people. I don't mind that. It's just that the game developers should not be supporting those toxic people. Even in Darktide, you know, let's be very fair. There are some people who don't like seeing me, an Asian content creator, do well. So they'll try and come up with all sorts of excuses. They'll say, oh, he's arrogant, he's racist, he's elitist. They'll say all... I'm sorry, well, probably not racist, but I mean, they are the racists. But the point is, they'll say all sorts of things. It's just the industry in general. People will try to cancel you over everything just because you don't fit their mold. I mean, look at that guy earlier who was all like, how do you have such bad takes? I'm like, I don't have bad takes. These are the normal takes of me teaching people. You know, it's just that they're probably upset that, you know, hey, I don't agree with their little fantasy. But that's how it is, and that's how it goes. That's how it will always go. You know, no matter what, no matter who you are in the world, people are gonna try and, you know, say this, say that. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. What really matters is that, you know, you just do your own thing and you have your own way of... make it your own way in a manner that doesn't compromise your self-respect. You know, Dauntless, sure, I'm the king of that space, but you know, and nobody was better than me, but at the same time, why would I want to stick around for just to be a target of racism? No point. Finals, not really interested in that. I will if they offer a creator program with really, really high viewership, then sure. But yeah. And we did it! 17 minutes! Nice! Now I can go for lunch on time. Yeah, unfortunately, Wawa, there will always be people who have those kinds of mannerisms, and that's just human nature. There'll always be humans that, unfortunately, they don't fit in the mold. They're just, you know, or you know, they are very successful in life, but they hide those darker tendencies of theirs. And on the internet, where it's safe, You know, they'll belt it out left, right, center, everywhere. You know, that's just life. So I don't worry too much about it. Okay, let me find a player. Enter the friend code. Searching. Fill. Okay, send friend request. There, done. Friend request sent. Anyway, for now, thank you guys so much for showing up at the stream. I thoroughly enjoyed your presence. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'll see you guys this evening, showcasing the Infiltrate Shotgun Veteran again, and of course that build will drop tonight. So look forward to it. Thank you all very much. You've been a wonderful audience. I'll catch you all this evening. All right, folks. See you later.